here has come back from school and has gone to their tuition teacher, their parents saying, my teacher taught us an entire chapter today in school and I didn't understand anything? This is exactly what happens to me. Good afternoon. I am Deana Shah, a 11-year-old girl and an unconventional learner. I tend to march to the beat of my own drum. I prefer personalized learning and learning through experiences. I work best in independent and small groups, and I like mixed teaching approaches. Today I come here with the hope to share an idea with you. Use conventional as well as unconventional teaching learning methods so that each student can understand what is being taught to them and not feel completely clueless. In school, art came easy to me. In humanities, civil rights came easy to me because I'm an empath. But when it came to remembering political maps or historical dates, I would just hate it. It was during lockdown when my school was online and I was in my 4th grade. That is when my science teacher started explaining us our topics and chapters through experiments with home items and solving questions in our workbooks. Now, no matter who my teacher is, I know how to translate their words into my own. Maths and memorizing were a big challenge for me. It's a fact. Some people understand math like it's their mother tongue. But for people like me, it can be like some alien language. Memorizing is as easy as just repeating a few times for some people. But for people like me, it'll be like we suddenly developed Alzheimer's. It was my mother who recognized that I struggled with maths and my marks were low in certain subjects. She knew exactly how to help me. Aren't mothers the best? They know us better than we know ourselves. In the 2nd and 3rd grade, when my teacher taught us multiplication and division, I would come back home feeling completely lost and cry for hours because I just wouldn't understand what she had taught me that day. I am a person with a sweet tooth. I love sweets, chocolates, cakes, anything. So we started using cupcakes and cookies to teach me my math. My mother would ask me, Deana, suppose you had 50 cupcakes and you had to share it with 5 of your friends. How many would each friend get? And I would immediately be able to reply. She would choreograph dances and make tunes for me to remember my math tables. Whenever we would go to in a rickshaw or to a grocery store, my mother would tell me the fare and it was my job to calculate the change. We used games like hopscotch for languages and grammar. We would draw the hopscotch normally, but instead of writing numbers, we would write French pronouns. And with each verb, we would jump on the pronoun and say its conjugation. She also recognized that I'm a people's person. I work better when my friends are around. So she started calling my friends home before the exams for revisions. Every question my mother would ask became a game for us. If you get it right, you take a step forward. If wrong, you stay in your place. Whoever crosses the finish line first wins. If you get it right, you jump with joy. But if wrong, you have to squat, saying the right answer. Learning is truly fun when done in a way we understand. It doesn't put pressure on the child to learn the conventional way. Did you know all of us, irrespective of our age or sex, have different learning styles and different intelligences? Let me tell you more. There are 4 learning styles and 12 intelligences. The 4 learning styles are visual, to learn by seeing. Examples are charts, graphs, PowerPoints. Second is auditory, to learn by hearing or listening. Examples are audiobooks, listening centers, verbal instructions and discussions. Third is read and write. Examples are books, texts, note-taking. And lastly is kinesthetic, to learn by doing. Examples are experiments and field trips. Now there are 12 intelligences. Logical mathematical intelligence, linguistic intelligence, spatial intelligence, body or kinesthetic intelligence, musical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, emotional intelligence, existential intelligence, creative intelligence, and collaborative intelligence. Isn't this mind blowing? Now, I'm sure all of you must be wondering how to find out our learning and learning styles and intelligences if we don't know them already. This is a question to which I have a very simple answer. Take 15 minutes out of your schedule. Go on Google and search for these tests. They are very easily available. I have taken one too. And trust me, these 15 minutes will change your life. Now, once you know your learning style and intelligence, you must still try all the different learning styles because we are a combination of mixed learning. So remember, it may not just be one. According to the dictionary, education can be defined in three ways: the process of acquiring knowledge, developing reasoning and judgment skills, and to prepare oneself for mature life. Education plays the most important role in a person's life. It either makes them or breaks the person. But this system has had different assumptions on what type of education a person needs to make their life a worthy one. We people have defined education as formal training with respect to a particular curriculum, which will then be awarded with a certain degree to declare its completion. But is it this true education that children need nowadays? A survey was taken for students and the results showed that majority of the students, 61%, said that using multiple learning styles has helped them. And the predominant one was identified as kinesthetic at 33%, followed by auditory at 16%, then visual at 14.6%, and lastly read and write at just 7.86%. According to a report by CompTIA, 78% of the teachers believe that using unconventional teaching methods has increased overall performance in a classroom. Now, I've shared so much about unconventional teaching learning methods, but I have left out the most important aspect. Why should one accept and implement holistic teaching? So here are the whys. It makes a child an independent thinker. It boosts their confidence and self-esteem in themselves. They are happier, and which in return will help them remember and learn faster. They have less mental health issues than the ones who fail to learn the basics of life in a way they cannot resonate with. So an earnest request to anybody who's teaching someone or learning themselves, make that effort to teach someone in the way they understand. Just how I have shared so many methods, how my mother did for me. Even this long TED-Ed speech that I just said, I learned using a flowchart, using visuals to remember each point that I was supposed to say. So what if each student takes a test at the beginning of each year to find out their intelligences and learning styles? Those results can be shared with the parents and their teachers at school. So if the child or student is struggling in a certain topic, they know exactly how they can help the child and make it easier for them. So again, to all the parents, teachers or mentors out there, adapt to their way of learning. Teach them in their way of understanding. After all, it's just like the quote. If a flower doesn't bloom, do you blame the flower or the environment? Thank you.